For Biafra must be restored, for there is nothing the enemies can do about it. We have come that the will of the Most High may prevail. Radio Biafra is unorthodox. The way we do things are markedly different from how others do it. We are under divine instruction. We have come that Chukwuka may take control of these very proceedings this evening, for we are nothing without him. O Elohim, Chukwuka Biama Puremi, unto thee we repose all that we are. Do not allow your children, IPOB, to be put to shame. Do not allow us to be devoured by the hands of the wicked. Do not allow us, O mighty one, to fall prey to those who do not know thee. You will deliver us, not because we are righteous, but because of your mercy. Hear our cry and our supplication. We are not armed. We have not killed anyone. We have not jailed anyone. We have not done anything at all to warrant the level of destruction and carnage being visited upon your children. The same way Israel suffered, so is Biafra suffering today. And if you, Elohim, can deliver Israel, so will you deliver Biafra. That is our hope. That is our anchor of everything that we hold dear as a race and as a people. You brought Biafra that light may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake Biafra will come. Israel lost people, and today Israel is here as a beacon of hope in a land filled with darkness. We beseech him because we are wandering all over the world, hoping against every hope that things will turn around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. We have come to honor your holy name. We have come to praise thee. We have come to honor thee, that your name may be glorified, adored, and praised forever and ever. Ise. I welcome each and every one of you, wherever you are all over the world. And I ask
Good evening, London. Today is the 29th of July, year of our Lord 2023. And I'm reaching you out here from United Kingdom. My name's Mazi Umeh. I reside here in UK as one of the principal servants of Indigenous people of Biafra, North London coordinator to be precise. And this evening, on Biafra Radio, London as well, I'm reaching you here from UK. And this evening, the first time we are unveiling this program is called Good Evening London by Mazi Umeh. Today is another day in our lives, and it's significant because there's a lot that is going on. But as you all know, Biafra Radio is here to stay, have taken that lead, the mouthpiece of Indigenous people of Biafra, under the only one indefatigable leader, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We have no any other leader, we don't have substitute, we only have one leader. And as we all know, he's been extraordinary renditioned and been held incommunicado in the SS dungeon in the Zoological Republic called Nigeria. Tonight is going to be a very general in-depth on what is happening around IPOB, more especially the news making the airwave. But before then, I just need to remind you that as an IPOB member, that we owe a duty care to IPOB, especially our leader. We all are under oath, and we cannot shy away from our responsibilities. Other people might play games and be filled with emotion and sentiment, but as an IPOB member, you must be still, because at the end of the day, we are the choosing generation to make ourselves and our unborn children to be proud. So tonight we're going to do things differently from where we normally do it, because this is an hallowed platform we all worship. Now, I want to start by thanking our mothers the other day, Monday to be precise, of this week, as a very massive prayer by Umuada of Afalo Quebec. They gave thanks to Chukwu Kabiama. And I think it's very imperative we acknowledge them, as we are going to talk about a lot of things tonight. And remember that Biafra Radio is standing in the gap, not in the gap anymore, has taken the lead because of the insubordination. Radio Biafra London has gone into the IPOB archive. That's one thing you must not take away. We must set the record straight. And tonight, it shall not be the same. Now, I have a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, but I want to first of all acknowledge those our mothers that show that compassionate to our leader, and every sense of human being that understand the time we're in must understand that when our mothers come out from that shell to do things, that message must be hearkened to the voice of Chukwu Kabiama. Our leader shall be joining us soon, regardless what the enemies are doing. But this is a pattern that have chosen to restore Biafra. Let's listen to them. And that prayer was deep. I want you to pay attention, please. Yeah, that was a compassionate prayer from our mothers. And so I think I've taken out something that I don't really need to take out. Okay, I'm going to continue what I'm saying. And okay, now tonight, it is quite amazing. A lot of things are happening, and like I said, our leader, Mazi Umeh, remained the supreme leader of indigenous people of Biafra. And for some of us who does not understand the IPOB structure, before I start this evening, something I want to pull up on the screen here to show you the pattern that IPOB was structured. And that pattern that IPOB was structured was not meant to any man or woman to break it. It's a chain command of IPOB. As you look at the screen, you will see the IPOB chain command says Mazi Umeh, Director of State DOS, Continental Rep, Representatives, State Coordinators, District Coordinators, which in Biafra land, local government, Zonal and Unit Coordinator. IPOB was built under a chain command, which is trickled from the top to bottom, from bottom to top. Now, anytime there's a breach of code of conduct, there will become chaos. And that is the position we find ourselves today. Everything you see happening around today, in and out of IPOB in Biafra land, is the genesis started from breaking this particular pattern of chain command of IPOB. Those who up to know better forget what they were here to do. They're taking dive to their own personal vendetta, and today we are in this position. But it's very, very imperative that I drive my grounds and show you the pattern that IPOB was structured. And that is the reason why Biafra Radio has come once again to teach those that have ears to hear. Now, we are not into propaganda. Everything we do is about fact-checking them. As I'm going to be unveiling some certain thing tonight, but before I do, I want to play a video of our leader. For some of us that don't understand the position of Onyendu, regardless whatever is happening in Biafra land now. Every single one of us want our leader to be released now. But we must do it with caution, as we have done this before. 2015, 16, 17, 18. Onyendu was kidnapped 2017. Onyendu was literally dead. We pronounced him that we don't know where our leader was for 13 good months. Onyendu saw in Israel. It is not that the duress we're in today, we have not been in this position before. We've been in a worse position than this. That we could not know where our leader is for 13 good months. But IPOB strive, drive, and make sure that the leadership guided every single one of us in the right direction. Not alone that Onyendu was kidnapped and extraordinary rendition from Kenya to the zoo, and now our leader is reachable regardless that he's being restrained from certain things. We all know the reason why, because that was a case study for the zoo. Now, what do we learn from what transpired in 2015, 16, 17? Because even the zoo, they learned something. That's why they held our leader in DSS dungeon. That's why they refused to put him in collection center, because they know things will be easier. Now, I want to make this abundantly clear. If you are an IPOB member, you must understand that this is not a joke. People's lives are at stake, and all of us must man up to do the right thing without being playing games with the life of our people. Now, before I continue tonight, I want to play our leader's voice. The only time Onyendu had the opportunity to speak to Biafrans, it was 30 seconds. And it will surprise you what that was. I want you to listen, because the problem with our people is that we're quick to forget things. We run with whatever people are saying. Propagandists are out there. Agent or provocateurs are everywhere. And I'll tell you one thing. There is so much content crackheads out there that they will have to say something. They woke up in the morning, they have to be on social media because that's their livelihood. They have to impress people. They have to appease their audience to Facebook to pay them or YouTube. But this is not why we're here. IPOB, we are not playing games or making money out of the agony of our own people. Now, I want to play this play before I will start to analyze, go into depth into what has transpired.
I'm not at all. What should I do? It's what we expect to have. But I want our people to be very calm. I want Biafra land to be calm and peaceful. Calm and very, very peaceful. We are fighting to defend our people. Not
Now, I want to, for some of you who does not know, who was talking on the background was the special counsel, Aloy Jimako. Onyendu had a 30 minutes in the court, publicly tell the world that they want Biafra land to be peaceful. He sent this very message, direct and clear, to every sundry to absorb it. Now, we cannot control how people emotions and their dealings are. That's the natural stuff. I've said this over time. But now, the stand of our leader, regardless what is happening in Biafra land, was made open here. And listen to me, the same man, it was Barrister Aloy Jimako, was asking Onyendu if he was disappointed. And he was there telling him that he was not disappointed, that it was what expected. So the reason why I brought this back is because I want you to realize that whatever you see is happening is not an accidental. Our leader has made this open, that he wants Biafra land to be peaceful. He does not want our people to be under duress. And the one thing you must understand is this. The path that IPOB has chosen from the time IPOB was, formed, and our leader take the lead of the Biafra struggle, we are non-violent in our approach to tomorrow morning. ESN was formed in the time of necessity, that our land was invaded by marauders, that terrorists in uniform, including their kit and kin in sub-Saharan Africa, they call of them to come to the zoo and take over the land grabbing. They call them, they want to have their roots as headers, not in people's land. So why I'm doing this is because I don't want to say anything of my own. I want to get everything I'm saying from the horse's mouth. Today, I will start by opening this particular letter because it's very, very, very important. I want you to, before I bring the written version, but this is the handwriting of our leader, Mazi Umeh. This thing is, there are certain things you say, you become emotional, and people make gesture of it. Some people are saying, oh, if Onyendu could read this letter, why don't he speak on camera? I just play the camera for you that he said openly. And he repeated that again on this. Now, the main point on this particular written note, it was directed to an individual. And this message was conveyed through Onyendu's special counsel. Now, I want to read something here before I continue because it's very, very important. A lawyer have a duty to their client. Now, I just want to show you, some of you who does not know, the lawyers' stance and their duties with their clients, what they ought to do, the responsibility of lawyers, as he may quote, on their code of conduct. Now, I want to show you exactly what is solicitor responsibility to a client. Okay, so this is a UK version of it. For some of you who law is universal, if you ask me. Okay, so a lawyer Jumako and any other attorney that are employed by IPOB, specifically their duties with the code of conduct of any law across board, is what is a solicitor's responsibility to a client. That's the responsibility of what a solicitor means lawyer. What is the solicitor's responsibility to a client? You ensure that the service you provide to client is competent and delivered in a timely manner. You maintain your competence to carry out your roles and keep your professional knowledge and skill up to date. You consider and take account of your client's attributes, needs, and circumstances. The reason why I read this is because some of us has been carried away with reality and thinking because probably Ejimako is an Igbo person, so he has to be the one to whatever he says or do, yeah, then has to be based on what we think, and forgotten about the perspective of professionalism that comes to what they are doing. I just read to you the responsibility of a lawyer to a client. Now, Onyendu is going to 25 months, if I'm not mistaken, 25 months. Yeah, it's 25 months. 25 months, Onyendu has been kidnapped and renditioned. And over time, we hear people question messages that come from Onyendu. How true and how false is it? I have a problem because, like I said, I have to take a time to explain things. It's when someone is not comfortable with any message that has passed on to you. And Mazi Umeh is in DSS dungeon, is reachable. And my question tonight, before I continue saying what I'm saying, I want to ask a question for those people that claim that they are Mazi Umeh's Onyendu is their leader. I want to ask a simple question. How many times have you tried to communicate with Onyendu from your own avenue, not through IPOB legal teams? In quote, that you can afford a lawyer. And how many attorneys have you sent to Onyendu to physically to go and visit our leader, to ascertain from our leader how he's faring, and if things Onyendu has been saying in the past, if it's true or false? Now, the problem we have is that people want to pick and choose when to accept what the lawyers has conveyed. When a lawyer, an attorney is dealing with a client, that's what they call classified information. It is one they allow you. I don't know any of you have been incarcerated before. Then, the power still onto you to make your decision. And your lawyer needs, all you need is the guidance. That's what I just read to you now. This memo of Nnemeka, when he came out, it wasn't the first one, but I'm taking this because Nnemeka spoke when we had one time they wanted to put this sit at home 2 weeks. Nnemeka has to be forced to make an audio message and convey it to all of them. He mentioned names. We know about that particular message. But when this message came, the parts of the soul dogs will not want to accept it because he didn't go well with them. But there's something I want to highlight here. Onyendu make a very specific point here, saying that DOS is forbidden from responding to Simon Ekpa, no matter what. That's the reason why Onyendu made that comment. And today, that particular comment is metamorphosing because then they were thinking that is in their own favor. Now, anybody can claim that Mazi Umeh is our leader because Onyendu represents the 70 millions of Biafran And passionately, a lot of people love our leader, directly or indirectly, arguably. But I want to say something here. Now, as an IPOB member, when you pass any message, that message automatically become a law within IPOB. And nobody questions it. That is the highest command. Obey before complain. Okay, so now this is Nemeka's message. I want to play it a bit before I came to what I want to say.
Powerful, yesterday na DSS when you say 50 yesterday 5th of December 2022 na DSS afambu na emeka ejofo abụ m lawyer ime ndị lawyers na-ekpere ikpe o nwere ozi ọ sị ka nzie yema powerful ka nzikwuo ndị ọzọ ka unu nwee ike rebroadcast ya anya bụ ozi bụ na ya nụrụ na na-enwe na nwere ndị chọrọ itinye sit at home 5 days sit at home from 9th of December 2022 to 14th December 2022 minus on the 13th of December 2022. Wesi mungu unu na ndị anụmanụ ya ji itinye na sit at home bụ ndị achọrọ pịa pụta from the dungeon ọnọ. Na ndị a bụ ndị federal government amalami kwụnyere ụgwọ n'aka ha wee tinye ọgba aghara n'ala Igbo wee na-eme sit at home ma nke kwesịrị ime ma nke kwesịrị ime.
Now, do you know why I'm playing this voice? People jumped on bandwagon of sit at home. IPOB initiated sit at home, which is civil disobedience, since 2016. We started sit at home. And every single sit at home we have done intervally till Onyendu was extraordinary rendition, has been voluntarily. And we have achieved every aim is successful anytime we call sit at home. So these people talking about sit at home as if sit at home was initiated by them, it wasn't. But it was disobedient of those that ought to know better that brought us where we are today. Chika Paul Edoziem is the originator of whatever is happening in IPOB today. They gave room to whatever has happened because they forgot what they were doing. As like I showed you our structure of chain command, the day you broke it, I don't want to do well in talking about people, but the day you broke that chain command, what you are inviting is chaos. And that's exactly where we are at this point in time. Now, this message came from Nemeka audially. All of you digested it and accepted it. The one he sent on his written with his letter heading, the so-called Simon Ekpa and his group, because we call it his group, accepted it because he was in their favor. Here is Biafra Radio. I'm not here for any party. What I'm here to do is to talk about what is bothering in IPOB. And I will explain it to the layman perspective. That's why I lay foundation, showing you evidences. Onyendu said, I want peace in Biafra land. Before he said this, he have already warned about sit at home in Biafra land. We are doing sit at home, but sit at home we regulate them to suit to our people. Because the last thing we want to do is to turn against those we are trying to save. Because if whoever that is calling for sit at home think he can do it on his own, let him do it on his own and do it without forcing anybody, without adding any criminality. Because whatever is happening today, detrimentally, who is in charge, who caused all this problem is Chika Paul Edoziem. You see, they have sent the attacking dog on social media, attacking Barrister Ejimako for no reason. So now it doesn't suit them because this particular letter now have exposed the both side of the aisle, including Simon Ekpa and his group and Chika Edoziem and his group. Because this individual doesn't work for Mazi Umeh. That is fact of life. None of this group represent Onyendu in any shape or form. I'm making it abundantly clear. Chika Paul Edoziem and his group in one side. Simon Ekpa they created. Mazi Umeh was the person that was supposed to initiate Simon Ekpa litigation in Europe here. They have the power to do this from the beginning. Because we are whining and dining with Simon Ekpa, they shared our money, 270, what is it? Is it 274, 75,000 or 74,000? 747,000, pardon me. I have done a program concerning this money. 747,000 that was in former Umeh account. Simon Ekpa got his own share on that money. Only said we shouldn't talk about Simon Ekpa. We left Simon Ekpa, but Simon Ekpa have come up with a challenge Mazi Umeh because I will play his voice. And who the heck is Simon Ekpa? Where did he come from? I will tell you one thing you don't know, because you live in Finland and you sit in your bedroom and think you can utter words. That word will make waves. I will tell both of you, I've said this to Chinas, and what I'm saying the same thing to you tonight. I'm advising both of you because you guys are working together. None of you are working on Mazi Umeh interest. I know a majority of our people are lame and docile. Our people would have no men around. Our species, especially the IPOB Biafrans, are the people that they have used for experiment because they know our hairs are not spread. Now, I don't want to digress on what I'm saying, but I need to be specific on what I'm saying tonight. So, Onyenu have made it abundantly clear. We have done sit at home in the past. And what happened in 2015, 16, 17, things happened. There was groups that were doing things that are not IPOB member. You don't hear about them. You don't know who they are. Biafra in Exile, this is the fourth group answering that name. It is not the first, and it won't be the last because of scavengers like you. Now, if you challenge Mazi Umeh openly in guys that the message was fake, but Ejiofor, Ejimako, you're calling fake now was once the man that we are actually, you were, giving accolade to in your own words. Because Ejimako, he can trace his pattern as a lawyer. That's why I read the responsibility of a lawyer to a client on this beginning of this program from the Google. Now, his duty is to deliver any message his client that want to be made public organically without tampering with that particular information. The case is reversed when it comes where Ejiofor is. Because Ejiofor does not respond even to his colleague. What he would jump upon is about sit at home because they know it's an interest of everybody, and the governor will be calling them, giving them money from the back, which there's a written things you have guys written now, back and forth, and Ejimako have to be forced to put up some tracks, which you started first. But now he's struggling to get into governors because that's what you including China and this is what you guys been doing. So who don't know all this? When we were shouting on Radio Biafra, we know all these things. That you guys are looking for attention. But lo and behold, only you have said, and it's not something you argue. The whole world body now knows. Any crime that committed after now, I'm going to explain things. It's not going to be easy. And I would advise you guys, go and study the case study of Liberia and Sierra Leone war. It's the recent, rebel crisis they have in sub-Saharan Africa. And forget about the Congo DRC. They were having coup d'etats, and I'm talking about full-blown war. Charles Taylor, before Charles Taylor could, kick out Samedo, Americans recruited him from America. He came down from there, went to Libya, trained as a mercenary, come down to his homeland and fought internally. You cannot sit down in your bedroom and jump in the back of Mazi Umeh as a freedom fight. It does not work that way. And as long as Onyenu have made this publicly, like we said before, when we came out before, we told all these animals what they should have done. They allowed you, and where you are today. Remember what Mazi Umeh said. Mazi Umeh says, Simon, do not allow the devil to get into your head. And the demon have taken over you because now the power is intoxicating. That's why I'm going to play your video when we are talking. On your response to Mazi Umeh's order. And when I look at you I can see through you because you're empty inside. That's the fact of life. Power intoxicates. You live in Finland. Finland is not a rich country. They're not in they don't have city. They're not in NATO, in United Nations. They're just there. They're not in G7, not in G8, nothing. They're just an ordinary country that are comfortable on their own. But my point here is I'm making is that IPOB came to the brave Biafrans. We are not going to suppress them. We kept mute all this while for a reason. Onyendu gave order, and that order must be obeyed to letter. But as it stands now, Mazi Umeh have told the world that anybody calling sit at home in Biafra land, that sit at home is automatically, stopped. It's an ultimatum. But you have dared our leader publicly now, and some of all these gullible people, it hurts me because when you hear people talking, you think these people have anything to offer. They haven't got nothing. They don't have anything. They have shallow brains. That's the problem. Now, I want to pull up so many things you're already seen, but it's very important I show them because I don't like to speak without making things, visible. To buttress what I'm saying. I always buttress what I'm saying. Okay. On this occasion, this issue that is at hand right now, Barrister Ejimako actually have written the press release Onyendu asked him, to make public, which is in the public domain. I know everybody has seen it. I have the screenshot version of it. I didn't put it in PDF because I deemed there's no need for doing that. It's something that is public. Everybody can access it. But this is what Onyendu authorized him to do this, right? And at the end of the day, a lot of people have a different opinions and versions of it. But I'm not reading it from the beginning because some of us have read it, yeah? But there's something I want to point out here. There's very significant points I want to point out. That's very, very important, you know what I mean? And I will start from where you say anybody still engaging on sit at home is not my disciple. Haters of Biafran and mindless murderers in uniform are hiding under the cover of combating enforced sit at home. We never enforce anybody to sit at home. That is how you're going to, have a census of people. You cannot force people to sit back in their homes. That is not what IPOB is all about, right? So this is main thing Onyendu have said of unleashing mayhem against the same people we swarm to defend. I have sent countless messages to those purportedly enforcing sit at home. They are not doing so in my name. I am not begging anybody to release me. Just that Nigeria should have the decency to obey their own laws. We are following what we are doing into legal proceedings. If you have anything to add to it, you can do it without making noise. This has been done before, with all due respect. And it goes on to say, the main issue which our people should address their minds to is unconscionable delay in having the government appeal of the Supreme Court, which is a situation not amiable, but to any sit at home. Therefore, sit at home is a waste of time, resources, energy. Those who may not understand the genesis of sit at home should refer to my younger brothers. Yeah? Onyendi said, those who does not understand the genesis of, that is what will be ringing. He said, refer to my younger brothers. He didn't say refer to DOS. He said, refer to my younger brothers. Right? He said, refer to my younger brothers' press release on the eve of the commencement of original order issued by IPOB family. My brother made it clear to the DOS that I was against the order for the people to stay at home under whatever guise. This caused a rough between my siblings and DOS till death. This is what we have. Now, this is the part that they are jumping up and down because Onyendu have made it open. Onyendu have confirmed what we've been telling you for a very long time. For a very long time, this argument have been set in. We'll be telling you this is what happened. China Sanwo-Olu come openly and confess that they disobeyed Onyendu, and they have Chikedozium accepted. And he goes on to say, anybody He said, Alloy should use the above contribution to form the main body of the press statement. I want our people to know how this whole sit-at-home brouhaha started. Her DOS obeyed my direct instructions to cancel the first Monday sit-at-home, which they deemed ghost town. Opportunists, scavengers will not have jumped on the bandwagon to wreak havoc on our people. You, Alloy, must release the press statement tomorrow with the screenshot of the handwritten note I gave you to your unfairly. Signed by Mazi Umeh. You know, I'm very, 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 very hot in me because I know our leader. I have opportunity to meet Mazi Umeh 101. Some of you don't know who Onyendu is. But if you meet Mazi Umeh 101, you know that God have given us an angel. This is one thing we'll be shouting over. Like for me, let me say something here. This is a Biafra Radio. I, George Umeh, speaking from my own perspective. I don't have any issue with the individual. Nobody will call you and say him and George Umeh have issue based on personal differences. It is boiled down to the struggle. This particular letter has now clarified whatever doubts or anybody having issues with one another. All this almost 2.5 years. And this is the written letter from Onyendu. Ejimako have to deem it now to bring this evidence out. And he still said that it's not real that Ejimako has falsified this. Now, you have not sent anybody to go and see Onyendu by yourself. If you so much love Mazi Umeh, how many lawyers have you hired to go and meet Onyendu 101? Since 25 months, Onyendu is in DSS dungeon. All of you has been jumping one in Biafra land now, forcing. Who are you forcing sit at home to? So, are you telling me that you initiate or forcing sit at home and tomorrow you tell people to go and vote for a referendum, they will vote for you? It is impossible. It is common sense. IPOB never force anybody. Just like me, George, you may doing what I'm doing. He cannot force me to do what I'm doing because I'm doing it. I volunteer to the broadcast to Biafra Radio. Tomorrow I can say I don't want to do it again. No one's going to force me. It is a volunteer work we all of us are doing. But when you initiate to go back in your own home and killing people, he's talking about sit at home, that people are not willing to sit at home. Everybody love our leader. We want our leader to come out. But not now. You guys have now turned it into criminality in Biafra land. We cannot allow that to sell. It is not going to happen. As long as Onyendu have made this publicly, and now you have come to challenge our leader openly, then the game is on. Now, I want to say something here. You see, the problem we have from over time, this is Barrister Ejimako, because I want to come from the basics. The problem we have is double standard. Some people will be ranting because they told you to go and attack Barrister Ejimako. I don't know who Barrister Ejimako is. All I know is that Barrister Ejimako is our leader, special counsel, and IPOB barrister. I have never spoken to him before in my life. Now, this particular message was on 28th of November 2022. When Onyendu instructed that today I had a visitation with Onyendu, and he asked me to make it public that he had asked one of his lawyers to do a memo to Chike Doziem and announced to Obon Abraham as the new interim coordinator for Germany, and that Chike Doziem and the lawyer who did this memo can confirm this. Now, till tomorrow morning, Ejiofor have never come out to talk about this. Just like the memo that Nemeke Ejiofor wrote, he never responded to it. Guess what? Upon all the things that is happening, look at his response on what is happening now. Ejiofor is giving you his he went to visit Onyendu. Now he's giving you press release. Today is Saturday. Onyendu visitations are, I think, Mondays and Thursdays, right? It's Mondays and Thursdays, Onyendu's visitation day, Mondays and Thursdays. That's Onyendu's visitation day. But when this particular incident happened, struck, Ejiofor cannot hold his shame. What he do was, he quickly went to concoct updates. He sees a update on Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's medical examiner by his choice specialist. This man is not Onyendu lawyer. Ejiofor and Ezekome is sacked. And I don't need to tell you to know, because there's no message. Is there any message that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have conveyed that Ejiofor can say that they conveyed to Biafrans, or anything Onyendu told him, even in court? That's the video where Maswell was pushing him away. This sit-at-home issue, Onyendu, Ejimako was talking on the background. I remember after they stirred our case and they went to take the date of August. That day, they were busy giving press release while Ejimako was going to see Onyendu DSS Dungeon. And Ejiofor was struggling to give Onyendu message, give Ejimako message to go and speak to Onyendu to calm down. I have it on the background. I have the video. I can play it. But what my point I'm making here is very simple. Ejiofor, because these lunatics you see around say that they're defending the dogs, the people that sold Onyendu, and is both sides of the aisle. These people, none of them, don't trust any of them, because they are working for themselves, not for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He quickly concocted this, and as per, look at now what he said. He said, he says, as was part of the protocol. No, that's not what I want to do. Say no. There's a particular verse I want to read. 1 second. There's a particular verse that I want to read concerning the sit at home. As the entire world, okay, as I say, as the entire world has always been informed, Onyendu has constantly made his position on the infamous sit at home known, and his directive is that this must be that's okay. So okay, for instance, now he's confirming what Ejimako has said, and some of all these irats will be interpreted in a different form, but all the things that was said, none of them have he come out to. As if he said he's a leading counsel before he brought Ezekome, because he couldn't stand the sight of Ejimako. Now he brought Ezekome. Ezekome himself came, and Ezekome was the man that collected an award from the zoo. So how can you say you're protecting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and you the same person was giving this award from the dead Buhari? Yeah, this is the man that he said is defending Onyendu. Ejiofor have a pending case, criminal case in the court, that he defrauded one of his clients. It has not been said that he didn't do it. The case is still in court. That is the fact of life. The reason why I'm doing all this bringing all this evidence is that, like I said, I don't say anything without fast checking them. Okay, now it still go forward to say now Ejimako now has some tweets that he did today actually, and where he was actually exposing what is happening. Now this is Ejimako. These are people that were calling him, and this is one of the messages that is got from the people threatening him. You know what I mean? Don't make the same mistake of Ifeanyi Ejiofor, or you will regret till you die. We Biafran cannot forgive anyone who betrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Be warned, Mr. Lawyer. What do you think you can get from Nigerian terrorists that you cannot get have more than if Biafra is finally restored? Rethink. Now, this is one thing. This is what people are sending to a lawyer that's defending Onyendu. And the question is, none of these men has gone to DSS dungeon to go and know how our leader is faring. And it's very, very, very mind-boggling, and it's disturbing. Someone started it by threatening them on Radio Biafra, the former dead radio that is already on Abyss, threatening the lawyers and Onyendu's siblings and anybody that are going to. But they have not sent anybody. Ejiofor, over time, even if he go to see Onyendu, force himself in DSS dungeon, I categorically tell that our leader doesn't have time for Ejiofor. Ejiofor is sacked. He has to make himself, just like as now, Simon is forcing, because Simon on his infinite mind knows with his any day and going forward. That's one thing he must take home. Do not mention Mazi Nnamdi. I'm going to play a video where he say he have a 5-point agenda. The guy is a comedian, but when you and I have never ever. The reason why I have to do this is because this has to consign to do. This is a national issue, and it's very, very pivotal that people understand. Forget about the saga on social media. Ejimako even he has a voice. I'll play his voice here. You know when he give because I think he give a press release on this particular issue, and some people are making gesture of it, which I'm going to play it here. You're gonna listen to it. But to bear in mind, this is the numbers that are threatening Ejiofor. He's on social media, Ejimako. You know, so and he put everything in writing. He never hide it because a lot of people thinking that probably what Simon Ekpa and Ejiofor went through because they have dealings. When someone know your dirt, when you have used someone to blackmail somebody, that person know your secret. So and Simon Ekpa, because he has something to achieve, he has been a blackmailer. Anybody that he has something to do, that's why shamelessly at the end of the day, he and Nelly Ofebu, they brought her nakedness to the world. All these things tell you all you need to do. I don't pay attention to these individuals. I don't need anything from them personally. And that's not IPOB. Those, he never had a duty care. Simon is not a IPOB member. That's the fact of life. If Onyendu, no one is saying that Mazi Nnamdi is the leader of 70 million plus Biafrans. Yes, we agree on this. But he can't commit crime under Mazi Nnamdi's name. When Onyendu have told you, now is enough. Suspend whatever you're doing. Listen. Even our leader have a listening ear. You have to listen to the leaders. Onyendu went with our elders in 2017. After you went to meeting in Enugu, they formed Operation Python Dance. You are in Finland. You have not stepped your foot in Biafra land for I don't know how many years. How do you think you're going to lead people from abroad? It doesn't work that way, bro. Go and study about those that have been into armed struggle. And Biafra land, we don't want small armed struggle in Biafra land. That's not what we want. You can sit down and call MG. Bro, even if you have anti-aircraft, you're talking about aircraft, not missile. I don't know where you get all these notions from. And some idiot will think what you're saying is practical. Even if Russia wants to support you, there's a limit you could go. Because the way you speak, no country will take you serious. No country will take you serious. Mazi Nnamdi can have a lot of things up his sleeve. He said, I have 3 plans, those close no one. I know my deputy know 2, I know 3, I will implement it. Oh, yeah, this in DSS dungeon. Watching what is he just turned out that movie and sat down in DSS and watched all of you people. I don't have specific issue with you because from day one I made it open. My issue with you, stop calling IPOB. You guys have emerged with your so-called Biafra in exile, which is the 4th have initiated that name. Now, do yourself a favor. Do not include Mazi Nnamdi in your agenda of one of the things you're calling sit at home. If you want to call it sit at home, call it as a man and don't force it on people. When you force it at home, it becomes a criminal offense. Just like what Mba did in Enugu State. All of you are accomplices. If now it obvious that you people are the people now killing Biafrans in their own homeland, it's not acceptable. We are not going to let this happen any longer. We want our leader to be released. 2017, we have so many groups that emerge. Nobody knows who they are. They were doing what they were doing. And sometimes people submit that because you have to listen to people. You have to listen. If you don't listen to Mazi Nnamdi, who are you? Who are you going to listen to them? You're going to go down. Trust me. Mark my words somewhere. It's just a matter of time. But you must, one thing legally, mention Mazi Nnamdi, the whole world now know. Every single United Nations, everybody is aware of this now. This is official. This not, it might be ranting in your room and talking rubbish, wearing helmets. It's not what we're talking about. Reality is that on the ground. Mazi Nnamdi is in 20. I don't think he can spend he can spend 30 days in DSS dungeon. I don't think you can survive it. I don't think you can survive it. I, George, you don't think you can survive it. 30 days in DSS dungeon. If you've got the boss, book ticket tomorrow and go home. Onyendu did it in 2015. So before you start issuing orders and all that nonsense, you need to tell me where you got your boss from. And when you publicly disobey Mazi Nnamdi, then a lot of hells will lose on you. Maybe you think you have arrived. Go and ask those that come before you where they started and where they end up. Now, I'm gonna be, now, this is another thing again. Now, this one here is the conversation between him, because first of all, he was one that released private conversation between him and Ejimako, saying, I'm still in Enugu, though. Please call Mandela. He is in Abuja. He should know. I just call him now, but no peak. So you may test him as well. Now, at the end of the day, Ejimako have to respond. Because go and check Simon Ekpa issue with a Jofo. How many times did Jofo respond to him? Because Jofo know that whatever he was saying, probably 90% of them was truth. But Ejimako has kept his distance. He was talking to him because Ejimako is Onyendu's legal special attorney. And the Onyendu is in DSS dungeon. So anybody that associate that want to get to Onyendu have to go through his attorney. He have to communicate that message. That doesn't make him, he's not into struggle with us. He's an attorney. That is his job. I want some of you chicken head to understand this fact. Ejimako is doing his work on that code of conduct as a lawyer to protect his client. Now, he pushed him now to publish the conversation both of them had concerning Governor Mba. You can see what is happening in Enugu State. This is a personal thing. Unrest in Enugu State, how many people died there? And he's sitting there and giving warning. Your warning does not hold any water. You have a couple guys with AK-47. They ain't gonna do. They're going to jack. They ain't gonna do. We don't want anything go armed struggle. Some of you shout and all these people that gather themselves on the social media. What do you guys need to do? Gather yourself and go down to Biafra land. Yeah, but you cannot force people to go and sit at home. It is not what IPOB stand for. And Onyendu have made it abundantly clear that it is not by his name. And now, whatever you are looking for, all these things are about money. All of you are looking for money. And now it is open. It is not hidden anymore. I need to go through all these things before. Now, the same thing goes on here. And even they say this, the handwriting Onyendu is fake. How do you verify that? That if the handwriting is fake? I thought you say you're a lawyer. If you're intelligent, have you communicated with Onyendu? Because I'm asking. All of you has been shouting, you're fighting for Mazi Umeh. Do you have lawyer that interface between you and Onyendu? Do you have anybody that go and get message? Because if you cannot go and get a message from our leader, so what you're telling me is that those on the front line that are going to DSS dungeon, running, every week they are on fucking Abuja onto their own destination, or those that live in Abuja, including his younger brother. Then you have the nerve to question whatever message they brought, and he censored the one that they want to take and what don't know. But you have not made effort on your own to send your own delegate to go and meet Onyendu. Because if you have a delegate and go through the normal proceedings, DSS will allow you to see our leader too with another legal luminary. They will give him access to our leader. Have you done that? You haven't done that, but you sat down in your bedroom and said that the paper, because it didn't suit you, that is fake. And now you have the nerve to question Mazi Umeh, including you. We know from day one, and I said you have no duty here to IPOB directly, but you claim that you are Mazi Umeh disciple. And what Onyendu say? Onyendu's prophecy will come to pass. Mazi Umeh knows you by your name. After when he recommended, the other people recommended, he told you, Simon Ekpa, do not allow devil to take over you. We saw this all from day one. The people that I'm talking to is not even you. It's those people that has the duty care, that have sold out within IPOB, that gave you the temerity to have the nerve to question Mazi Umeh today. And some of, because average Igbo man is desire to anything I'm looking for. And it's playing out now. Now, I want to take this out from here. Then, Ejimako, I want to play Ejimako's voice because I see a lot of people making gesture of their own selves. So it is very important that I play that voice for a reason. I want to play that voice for a reason, and I'm going to cover it up.
And good evening to everyone listening out there. My name is Aloy Ejimako. I'm a legal practitioner and special counsel to Mazi Umeh and the Indigenous people of Biafra. which are the subject matters of this press briefing and public announcement today in Enugu State, Eastern Nigeria. The press briefing is in the form of a public announcement, as I stated before. I have reduced it in writing on my letterhead because of the sensitive nature of the message it bears. And the press briefing and the public announcement is going to be exactly to the script. So now, therefore, I'll read from the script I have prepared, so I stay within context. This is a public announcement stroke press statement issued by Mazi Umeh through my humble self, Aloy, his special counsel, and is issued to the general public and all media institutions. The subject matter of this public announcement is that by direct order, Mazi Umeh hereby ends once and for all and finally all sit-at-home, including the Monday sit-at-home and any other proposed sit-at-home presently in process. This public announcement, as written, bears the unedited verbatim instructions containing a direct order personally issued by Mazi Umeh in his own handwriting on 24th July in the year of our Lord 2023 through my humble self to Mazi Simon Ekpa, instructing him to, quote, desist from calling for any sit-at-home henceforth, and to make a public announcement on his platform, media platform, to the effect that he, Mazi Umeh, Mazi Simon Ekpa, is in receipt of a direct order from him, Mazi Umeh, to cancel any pending sit-at-home in place at the moment. And also that he, Mazi Umeh, has, by the same order, authorized me, Barrister Aloy, to issue a press statement if he, Mazi Simon Ekpa, fails to make this announcement on his platform. For avoidance of doubt, this direct order to Mazi Simon Ekpa was personally handed to me by Mazi Umeh when I visited him on this 24th of July, 2023, at the headquarters of the Department of State Security Services in Abuja, Nigeria, sorry.
Now, some people were making gesture of this Barrister Ejimakor's slip of tongue. And you step to sit down and think about how delusional individual could be. This man is in enormous tax on his shoulder. He's working tirelessly. Tirelessly. The paperwork that is on top of his head. And after reaching that press release statement, public statement, he came out again to give a press statement orally. And somebody speaking up where he said he was given to him in headquarters of State Department in Abuja and Umuahia. Somebody think that he's probably under pressure. That's the reason why I don't want to put his face up here, because the video I didn't brand it. It was not branded. That's why I covered it for avoidance of doubt. But the point is, what is wrong with what I have just said? Anybody's a mistake. His mistake can come from anybody. But allow him to finish.
DSS. Later that day, I tried to contact Mazi Simon Ekpa via his WhatsApp number, but could not reach him until 1:44 a.m. the following day, on the 25th of July, whereupon I snapped the direct order as written and sent to him on WhatsApp. He thereafter acknowledged receipt, and we spoke briefly on it and exchanged a couple of text messages thereof. Since that early 25th July 2023, when I conveyed the order to Mazi Ekpa, and he duly acknowledged receiving it, he has not implemented the order or otherwise made such public announcement on his media platform. Nonetheless, I made a conscious decision to give him the benefit of the doubt and thereby accord him time to do the needful. Then late yesterday, further written instructions was issued by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu directly to me by proxy, referring to the extant direct order to Mazi Ekpa, and in addition instructing me that given that Mazi Ekpa has so far not carried out the order, I, Aloy Ejimako, as of council and as of today, the 25th of July 2023, must proceed to make the order public through a
now, this is very, very important for some people to realize Ejimako have just done his job as Onyendu's attorney. That is his job that he have just delivered organically the way he can. This message was communicated to Simon Ekpa on the 24th. Today is 29. This thing, after 4 days, he did nothing. And he's pretending that nothing happened. Now, it is going to go into blackmailing. This is not about blackmailing. You're digging your own grave. That's the only advice I will give you. Those that are pushing you, they're going to be there when all this whole thing is going to happen. We need to understand that when you want to, there's a one parable that our people normally say that if a child, before you were born, something happened to your father and you start asking what killed your father, that thing that killed your father might kill you. If you think you're so strong and smart enough, Madam Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I don't know where you're getting that strength from. But as for my Onyendu have made this order, don't mention Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I will play your video for a reason, because it's your response to Onyendu, because it's a direct response to our leader. Your old Facebook account that he did all your things he did, he deleted it from the Facebook cloud, so nobody can know what he's done in the past. He started again. These videos will keep them. Your direct response to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because the time will come. But the world already know. Just for your information. Now, the same Ejimako, this is your word, Ejimako, about Ejimako, Simon Ekpa. Because now you pick and choose. And if everybody's screaming, including I'm a Bruce fan, what are you then? And what efforts have you making? Are you killing people in Biafra land? What effort legally are you making to achieve Biafra? I think anybody want to do will lose Canaan. Like I said to you, go and study about Liberia and say, I will reiterate this audit over time. I know why I'm making that reference to all of you. Charles Taylor is in this country, is one of the prison here, cooling off in this country, in UK here. Charles Taylor is in one of the prison, cooling off here in UK. From head, when you're fighting a just cause, not when you go against your people, because they went against their people. Splitting women's belly, docking up women. What happened is cutting people's hands in Sierra Leone. I said, go and study Sierra Leone and Liberia. What happened there? It's an eyesore. This is what we want to bring in our land. And they think you can sit in Finland and you're going to walk away with it. Not on this 21st century. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not ask you to go on rampage, on Small arms, it is a small arms struggle. We don't want that. We don't want it in our land. No, don't want that. ESN, Onyendu won. That's why China Sanwo, when China Sanwo was making assertions about this guy, this faceless, I don't know who this guy is. Onyendu said, any day you see ESN on the street of Biafra, on our township, that these people are not ESN. ESN have no business in our township. Their jobs in the bush. But these people started to use ESN to go after people. They started the killing first before you pick up from where they stop. Because all of you were in it together. Now, Onyendu, the same way Chike Doziem disobeyed Onyendu, you have joined the bandwagon and now you're doing the same thing. It is very obvious. This is one of Onyendu's prophecy. Do not allow the Satan to take over you. Today have proven it. And now, Lawyer Jimako, so far as I judge, you may live as a human being. I don't need anybody to convince me. Legally, Lawyer Jimako is standing on his profession and his job that he's been employed to do. He has fulfilled his duty as a lawyer to his client. Deliver the message to you in private. But you are busy chasing him back because you want money. All these shenanigans, you guys need to quit from it. If you want to cause it at home, do not. I'm going to address your video when you're making your agendas. Then, so now, I have something to play here. Your voice about Ejimako, because you guys will sit and forget about it. He says he's a good man. He's a good man that when Onyendu give him a message, now he will compromise that message to you that make him a good man. I don't think so.
The people that have distinguished themselves, and we have seen things happening. Ejiofor made me to believe that Aloy Ejimako is a very bad person who don't know his left from the right. Today, Aloy Ejimako walk, speak for him. Aloy Ejimako is not running on. So I'm not here to brush him or anything. No, I have my own standard, how I assess people. Aloy Ejimako walk is speaking. We have seen Unuma here. We have seen many, at least 2 times now. Ejimako could not even use the work of Aloy Ejimako as an evidence. Nobody know what Ejiofor.
Anyway, I'm not going to deep there, but this is just your voice. Because we need to, say things and prove it as well. Ejimako has been consistency. That's what they call consistency. He has stand on that part of his code of conduct that guides his own field, what he represent as an attorney. He abide on that code of conduct, regardless that is part of us. Don't see him as one of your. Ejimako is not IPOB member. He's an attorney. This is one thing people don't separate, and this is where Ejiofor fell woefully, because Ejiofor refused to stick with his code of conduct of his law, his job. He's interfering with IPOB internal affairs. That is where he failed woefully. Ejiofor cannot, even to file the case, the Onyendu house was invaded in 14th of September. Ejiofor could not establish it in International Court. You see, going back and forth. Onyendu has been granted medical practitioners. Everybody knows it. You and Osekome are playing game. We know all this, but both of you are sacked. This message is not from you. You guys holding press release. Onyendu never handed you notes, because he never come out to say what Onyendu. He never deliver any message that Mazi Umeh asked you to deliver. He started from Simon Ekpa when they told him to give him slot. He's going to tell him when he said take over the Biafra. All these things, he started it. Now, I want to play a video that I saw before I started this program, but I have no reason why to bring it up, because this is Biafra Radio, and this is the voice of the voiceless, and the truth and nothing but the truth. This is the only radio that represents Mazi Umeh as a stand. As you can see, the both eyes are against Onyendu's release. Not for interest of Mazi Umeh. I don't care what anybody's saying, but whatever you do going forward, it is on your head. Not for Onyendu. When one thing in life is that you say you are a lawyer, you live in Finland, I live in UK. The way this country is strived is that when there's an incident, before, even if you're studying your studies, you have to do your case studies is what have happened before. That's what they go back on. So we that were IPOB member 2015, 16, 17, that we are there, we can lecture you on things that has happened in IPOB. We handle things. And that's one thing you must take away. Uchemofo can be one thing I will respect Uchemofo the day I die, no matter what he do, is because Uchemofo never for one day disrespect Mazi Umeh or let Onyen lose word. I know what I'm talking about. I was an insider. I know what was going on. I know what was going on. Onyen word will never drop like a pin. No, you wouldn't even hear the sound. To grinch it. That is why Onyen was missing for 13 months. Nobody know. Nobody know. Uchemofo granted interview with Ajasa and everybody. Nobody know. We don't know where our leader was. All this noise you guys are making every day. This is like a joke now. You guys are sharing money among yourself. Is that what IPOB? Is that what freedom fighting is all about? No. You don't have a leader. If you don't have a leader, then you're not going anywhere. Even EFF in South Africa, you see how coordinative they are. IPOB is a mass movement. And you must abide to our code of conduct, obey before complain. Only you give order, you question it. So, who are you going to listen to then? For crying out loud. Let me play your your rhetorical video you're making, and you can see that you're empty inside. That is fact of life.
Fellow Biafrans all over the world, this is the 29th day of July 2023. I want to use this opportunity to make it very clear that the coming 2 weeks sit at home is non-negotiable. And in case, for those who have collected money and started flying fake letter from Mazi Umeh, I want to make it very clear to them.
Now, the point is that this is the gullibility of our vegetable. Now, I'm going to say that our people are lame and docile. This guy is just in a one hotel room. Yeah? Saying this. Ask him, did you know that the letter was fake? So the letter of Emeka was not fake because he said, do not respond to Simon Ekpa no matter what. And in conversation between you and Ejimako, you are the one actually asking for money from Governor Mba. Because seeking relevant, these people don't want to speak to you. They don't want to talk to you. That's the fact of life. You can't turn our place into, I don't know what you guys are driving at. You can't sit in Finland and sending people to be going and be killing people that did nothing to them. Allow people to make their own decision. All of us want Onyendu out. The sit at home was never meant to be called. Onyendu said it. It was Chike Doziem which have accepted that responsibility. But now that Onyendu have said, instructed and give you a standard order, and he defile our leaders' words. Vultures, we visit you.
Them as well, that we have embarked on, and we are going to embark on in the nearest future, have 5-point agenda. One is for the demand for immediate release of Mazi Umeh.
Hold it there. It cannot be demand for immediate release of Mazi Umeh. Mazi Umeh have told you, keep my name out of your agenda. You see, this is what we want from day one. If those that have duty care listen to us from the beginning, because them themselves was complicit, they were part of, these people are together. That's why I see them today. They are attacking dog, are attacking Ejimako, because now that secret they were hiding all this while, the wrath they have with Onyendu have said it open now. The Onyendu make it open. The sit at home, which they accepted. I'm going to play their both voices before I close this program. But my problem now is this. He said his agenda, his first agenda is the demand of immediate. You don't ask for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release. Onyendu, you don't have any position in IPOB to do that to start with. That's number one. If you want to ask for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, ask it under your Biafra in exile name. Don't mention Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now fight to get Biafra. If you sit at home, you want to get Biafra with, kill the people you want to restore Biafra with, then go ahead. But do not mention Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Like I said, your agenda it doesn't exist. For opening your mouth to mention Mazi Nnamdi Kanu already, that means your agenda has got no stand. Onyendu have told you openly with that's a legal document. The zoo can come after you if they want tomorrow because now it's legally. People we are talking before giving you benefit of that, but now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have make it. You say your law. I'm advising you. You don't know where you're heading to. You're heading to your Waterloo. You know, our people say that the fly that have a deaf ear always goes in with the corpse in the grave. If you don't pay attention on what you do, because I can see the power hands are taking over you, being intoxicated. Since you come out to question Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that means you're not a member of IPOB, you're a Biafran. No one will take that away from you. But one thing you must not do is to impersonate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name. Every country that have gone into this kind of fight, say go and study about Liberia. For the Sanko was in prison, when he was there, the rebels was in the bush, they were fighting. But negotiation, sometimes somebody will go and meet him in prison. Those guys sometimes will pedal down, even though they were in full-blown guerrilla warfare, including Liberia. If you don't listen to your leader that is in prison, how are you gonna travel? Where are you going there? You don't have direction. So you want to tell me tomorrow if you get arrested, nobody will listen to you. If your small group you have, tomorrow now something happened to you, how do you think they will take order? Who is going to control that? Who is going to be leading you? That's a common sense. Because it's not a rocket science. I will allow you to mention your 5 points, but I just said it openly. On Biafra Radio, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said, do not call any seat at home under his release. It is a legal document. You see the way we carry a false document defending you. Now, that is how we're going to use that document. And every governmental organization in the world now know that whatever you do is under criminality. It is not for the cause of people of Biafra. This is a piece of advice. A piece of advice. You know? It's a piece of advice. So I will allow you to mention your 5 cardinal point or whatever you might call it. I don't care. But speak.
Opportunity to make it very clear that the coming 2 weeks sit at home is non-negotiable. And in case, for those who have collected money and started flying fake letter from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I want to make it very clear to them as well that the sit at home we have embarked on and we are going to embark on in the nearest future have 5-point agenda. One is for the demand for immediate release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from DSS dungeon. 2 is in preparation for the Biafra self-referendum. We want to prepare the mind of Biafra people.
I need to speak because I don't know where this guy is getting all this from. I don't know, maybe he's under some influence. But you're preparing for referendum, in quote, and you are now using force on people. How do you think that referendum will turn out? That's why I want to go through your 5-point agenda you said you have. Number 1 was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, null and void. Now, second one is that you're preparing the people's mind with speaking to them or with killing them. Which one are you doing? Very, very important. This is your 5-point agenda and it's laughable, but I will allow you. Continue.
To prepare themselves for the self-referendum of Biafra, which is coming very soon. And to that effect, we are going to have the Biafra self-referendum first ever convention 2023 in Finland in October. 3, to make sure that we further notify the world about the readiness of the Biafra people to take their own freedom and their future into their own hand. So by sitting at home, you create the awareness. By sitting...
Yeah, we've done this. These are things we've done in the past. We have crossed the Rubicon. Oyendi said it. We have done all of this. All this exercise proving to the world. We have done it. IPOB have accomplished. You have ticked off this map. All this is your mention now. We have ticked it with ease without killing anybody. We were dying to prove to the world that we are harmless. I want to remind you, it's not that IPOB cannot retaliate, but we have proved to the world that we are peaceful people. So all these things you're talking now, it can do this agenda on your head. But the people, you cannot oppose to people, because when you oppose it, people will revolt against it. And that's what's happening right now. People might be willful to sit at home. Fair enough. But your leader have said, stop. If you have a sense of humor, what you will do, listen, if you're pure. But if you're not pure, Onyendu's prophecy have just, another one have just now fulfilled. But like I said, there's no way anybody's going to vote based on you using arms against your own people. Take it to bank. Very important.
At home, you crash the economy of Nigeria. But sitting at home is one of the sitting at home is one of the powerful weapons that have been used.
Yeah, these things you're talking, you don't even know. The way you're talking, your voice and your body language and expression tells me that you don't have a clue. Listen, we understand what all this does. Collectively, you're sectioning to your own people. Yeah, we have to bear that burden. I agree. But our leader have said, stop. The argument there is that before you issue press release, have you made effort to communicate with Onyendu? Because if you say Onyendu is your leader, and you're claiming that you're prime minister of who I don't know in exile, have you communicated with your leader? I'm not talking about assumption. Have you sent anybody to go visit Onyendu to verify what the Jimako have said, if it's lie or false? If you don't have the capacity, you need to shut the heck up. You need to stop talking, bro. I can see you. You're empty inside. This is somebody, out of nowhere, you start seeing money you have not seen before. Chikenose and his cronies allowed you to dabble into IPOB. You guys came and tried to destroy what people have paid with their blood. Some of us that have put everything we own in our life on this struggle. It is not a joke. It's not a child's play. Looking at your body expression and the way you're talking, you're sitting in one room and talking rubbish. Agenda, you don't even have a strong voice to back what you're telling up. It's a trash. We've gone beyond this level in the struggle. We've done all this with ease in IPOB. Go and study what we've done from 2015, 16, 17, 18. All this, within money have changed, and all of you have money you guys have stolen, combined together. What are you doing with the money? Telling people you guys are, who are you killing? Are you killing Fulani herdsmen, or are you killing your own people? You're giving the terrorists the excuse to enter Biafra and massacre our people. Are you ready? How many helicopter gunship do you have? How many jet fighter do you have? You don't talk things. Don't talk is cheap. How do you back it up? You don't. All you the ESS done to me. You're not there. You don't know what happens on the ground. You're not. All these people you guys are controlling from wherever you are, these are hungry individuals. I'm an IPOB member. Nobody can tell me what to do, exception of how IPOB is structured. Because as I am standing, I know there's so many men out there that are pure, that know what they're doing. When you say I need 100 men, you know one of them. You are propagandists, and this was allowed by those vultures within IPOB. And that's why we are come here to teach our people to understand. Onyendu's order is one thing you cannot challenge it. It doesn't matter who you are. This program actually is on its peak, but let's hear these two agendas, and then I'll let him go.
Used for the time immemorial, and we have come to adopt the sit at home and many other civil disobedience that will follow if they are not going to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu after these 2 weeks. More of this civil disobedience is on the way. 4, to demonstrate that the Biafra Republic government in exile is in charge and continue to enjoy 9.
So Biafra government in exile is in charge by killing your own people. Is that how you want to prove that you're in charge? I don't know how that is going to happen. But like I said, the majority always carries the vote. And I know there's a lot of emotions out there. A lot of people might thinking, oh, what you're saying is right. A lot of doubt because our people doesn't think. That is why the people who call Alamaju will continue to rule us, because they believe in one voice. They believe leaders. They listen to them. They don't jump out. That is where people like us stand. We had a voice, we joined. I was not convinced by any man or woman. So what you're saying now is based on your personal emotion. You were never IPOB member. You don't understand how you're claiming that you will not this. All this is a fallacy. Bro, you know, you have had your moment. But I can guarantee you, within yourself, whatever you are right now, you know in your mind, and you know what is coming. You know what is coming. You cannot hang it under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu anymore to commit crime and get away with it. Some people are talking, mentioning your name based because Onyendu have not spoken. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu what? Because you can't be in his position. It's not possible. Like I said, I'm here to give advice in both eyes. Chikedozium in his group as well is the same party you are. They started it. I have been saying it from day one. Now, you have to now prove yourself that whatever you've been saying about our leader is true. But even though you have done this video, go into sober reflection. Because whatever you do going forward will definitely haunt your generation. Mark my words somewhere. This is not a joke. It is not a joke. So, all the things you're saying here, me looking at you, is very childish. He hasn't got any strong voice. There's no plan. Yeah. All this is just like, you know, it's a gimmick. You're talking about they have 1 or 2 men. That's what we said. Abanzonia. I'm not trying to. I remember when Abanzonia declared that 2018 when they hoisted their flag. That was a massive mistake with Catalonia. They did it the same day. What happened at the end of the day? They're fighting. Yeah, they want to go into armed struggle. Fair enough. But we don't want to. We've been there before. They voted referendum to enjoy the Republic of Cameroon in 50 something, before the war, before 1960, before the independence, after the independence. Now, we tested it before, so we know exactly how it is. So now they want to choose that path. But they started with IPOB pattern until they deviate. And look where they are today. He don't embark on journey that he didn't plan well. And that is not the position we want to put ourselves, because we want the world to understand that Biafrans are very learned people and we are peaceful. That is the purpose. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been kidnapped, rendition. Yes. I believe that we must do something. But when our leader says, stop, all you need to do, hearken to his word, obey him, go back to drawing board and find a solution to it. But when you come out like this, looking at you talking, anybody psychologically look at you know that you're empty inside. You don't even know what you're saying. I'll end this video here because it makes no sense to me to continue allow you to talk. You have only one agenda, but like I said, the only thing you mention is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have told you, do not do anything under my name. Now, I want to play one video on the crisis going on in Biafra land, and it's unacceptable. Based on the conversation and how you were eager to speak to Mba, you have your own personal vendetta as well. Let this play.
Going on in Enugu State, Oboeteme Market. The governor of Enugu State is selling people shop because they didn't come out on Monday to come and open their shop. You now see it everywhere. Massive protest is going on. Life in Enugu, Oboeteme Market. Say it. Is it by force to ask people to come out and open their shop? I'm asking, Governor of Enugu State, is it by force for you to ask people to come and open their shop?
Well, exactly the same way this our brother is asking, is it by force, which Governor Mba has got no right. These are our people are traders. Entrepreneurs are people that are responsible for themselves. They pay their taxes. They're responsible whatever they do on day to day. So no one has the right. And no one has the right as well to force people to sit at home. It's in both ways. What is happening in Enugu State today, Simon Ekpa and his group and Chike Doziem, all of these people are liable to the problem we have in Biafra land. Sit at home, Onyendu says suspend it before they call it. Now, it metamorphosed, which now is clear to every sundry that Onyendu from day one never approved it. He was disobedient of Mazi Umeh, carries heavy consequences, massively one. And now is unveiling, right? So, Governor Mba, you know that one thing you guys, when you say, serve the Fulani and come back with shame. Some of you, like Onyendu always say, Hage one of us before they give you position. Then you become now the villain on your own people, because the only place you see an average Igbo man become strong is when he sees his brother. They don't fight outsiders. It's when he sees his own. Everybody now, yes, you want to prove that you're everything. But one thing I must tell you, you people cannot make Biafra land ungovernable. Onyendu have spoken, and any contrary to this is going to attract a heavy consequences. Now, I want to put this quickly before I go. This is one of the faceless idiots. Excuse my language. Hiding under IPOB, say he's a former Middle East Continental rep, aka faceless China Samoru. This is what he wrote here. I say anybody, any person that exposed to the public any written instruction from Mazi Umeh to the public should never be trusted by IPOB worldwide. Meaning what? What does that mean? Onyendu authorized it to make it public. It is your attack from Onyendu. You disobeyed Onyendu. I have your record here. I will play it. People will listen to. This is why all of you are in the same boat with Simon Ekpa. It's obvious. Now, that's why you guys are fighting Ejimako. But one thing you fail to realize that Ejimako is not a Jofo. I can categorically tell you, because I can say from their body language or what they have done in the past. Every legal means IPOB have achieved in recent years is when the Jofo become the special counsel to Onyendu. As you can see, all the filings, everything, he's done it single-handedly. Even including the Hague, united everything he votes. He said it with your mouth. I'm not blowing his trumpet as well. But as you can see, those fallen angels now shouting. This guy, they call Chinas and what was the first person that used our Radio Biafra where we worship. That is why, that's what gave back to this Biafra Radio today. Just like as Radio Biafra International died, Radio Biafra is an archive. As long as IPOB remain, it's a matter of time. So, another thing I want to say here is this. To buttress this, Chike Doziem was the person, question Mazi Umeh for sit at home. I want you to listen to him.
And I asked our people, those that I had discussion with, I said, but what is the reason? They don't need to give any reason why we should suspend it. And they said he didn't give a reason. And I asked them, but you tell me, what reason would I give Biafrans why I am suspending this sit at home when our demands has not been met? That was my question. I asked those both in DOS and those who were not in DOS that I had the opportunity to speak with. They were there in the news. I asked them, what will be the reason I have to give? And with that, sorry, I think I'm trying to mix a little thing here, but the lawyers have not come back to us now. Now, this is before the night, the first day of it. So when I was asking them what is the reason they want us to suspend this thing, and they told me that we should use NECO as an excuse. I mean, we should use NECO because of the exam that the people are trying to hold. And I said, but NECO doesn't really, it's not the strongest excuse to give the Biafrans why they will, why we should stop the sit at home. And I will be very, very frank. Me, and I'll take the responsibility. I haven't said it on air before because it's not, I don't come on air to, and I said, because there is no reason from our leader that we should stop this sit at home, that we are going to go ahead with the sit at home. And then we went ahead with the first sit at home. After we did the first sit at home, and it was a huge success, unbelievably successful. Then,
yes, all I want to hear is that he questioned. That is the main problem I have. You cannot get to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and those frontliners, we go and get the message, we get the message, and you question the message, and they haven't got any second alternative. Instead, you make a mess of everything we are doing. This is the genesis. The hallmark of what we are dealing with today is because of Chike Doziem openly questioned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's order without verifying the same mistake they made, grave mistake that cost a lot. Because Chike Doziem knows that he's going to go in for whatever that have transpired. It's just a matter of time. That is why you see him don't speak anymore. He's hiding under his basement in Switzerland. He doesn't speak. It's fact of life. So Simon now have joined them that jumped the bandwagon now to openly disobey Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the name that the message was false. How did you know? Why must you question that message? Because it comes from the frontliners. You're not Onyendu's attorney. You don't have one to go and see Onyendu. If this man does not go and visit, nobody knows how he's faring. Very, very important. So, Chinasa want to confirm it that the message was coming. Everybody, even after that, Onyendu still sending message. Listen to him. Very important.
Now, when we mount up that pressure, everywhere started to panic. When we declared this sit at home, we got a message from the leader that we should call off this sit at home. I don't want to go deep on people. There were people who played a very dangerous role against that sit at home for their own selfish interest. Because I expect you to come here to ask. When we put sit at home, you saw that Ohaneze Ndigbo, you saw the people opposing the sit at home. You saw them. And you saw people who were giving them thumb up. It is that destruction they want in IPOB. It is to destroy and discredit the IPOB leadership. After due consultation with our leader, we went ahead, conducted the first sit at home that was carried around the world. Our leader continued to send message that the sit at home, we should call it off. The message continued to come. Everybody was reluctant to call it off.
Yeah, thank you very much for him to say that. It's not my mouth. Like I said, anything we do, we fact check them. This is for indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB worldwide that care to listen. The facts, the truth, and nothing but the truth on Biafra Radio. With their own mouth. I didn't say it. He said it. He confirmed it. Onyendu Ejimako just press release. The rift between Onyendu and DOS was that they conveyed the message. Come from our leader. They disobeyed Onyendu, but it was too late because Simon was an opportunist. You know, scavengers. Onyendu is what? Scavengers. Onyendu, they know. We know that every Onyendu have saw this mistake, just like the NSAS. Onyendu won. Stop this. Because Onyendu know. And once they hijack it, and this is where we are today. And on that note, Onyendu have now make it publicly to the world with a strong press release from his attorney. No one is stopping Simon to answer his name and do whatever. I'm not against whatever you guys are doing with your own note. All I'm saying to you is that when you disobey someone you call your leader, that have been incarcerated. So what do you want to do? You want to put Onyendu under pressure because what you want Onyendu to do is to break Onyendu down. You know, in DSS dungeon, you don't know what was going behind the scene. Your own is that you're calling people around the world support you. You're giving things you know you cannot do. These are, you know, our people want to just people that are going to Pentecostal shop, church, believing that manna will fall from heaven. 90% of all of you are the same. There's something different. Even in illusions. Things you saying, you know within you that you wouldn't move a muscle. Buying AK-47 and giving people, gather 1 or 2, 3, 4 men and killing people, is that what you want to do? No. I've told you guys again, go and study about Liberia and Sierra Leone war. It will do a lot of good. Onyenu have spoken. And desist from whatever you are doing. You can go ahead and call 1 year sit at home in Biafra land. If Biafran people want to sit at home, fair enough. But when you embark on killing Biafrans, now people will declare war against you. Because now we know that you are not in the interest of the people. You can't force people to sit at home. That is not how you prepare for a referendum. We've done this, like I said, and we have do the best part in Biafra land many times. People sit down voluntarily. No stress or pressure attached to our people. We came to serve them, not to kill them. Onyenu have told you that. My advice to you, listen to the word of advice. Or you send your own delegate to DSS dungeon. But before you do that, make sure you carry the instruction Onyenu giving you. From tomorrow, as you have now challenged Onyenu, we have your video. You continue what you are doing tomorrow, Monday, on Monday. Then now, we will know that we're out for it. That's all I have to say. My fellow comrade and lovers of freedom. This is Good Evening London. And this is Mazi Umeh here in UK. Once again, I'm definitely going to end this broadcast with a song. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So... These are old school musics, and I think our mothers are enjoying this. So I'm just gonna give you 2 minutes on this, and that's our calling it a night. Mazi Umeh from London, and this is Good Evening London from here. May Chukwu Kabiyama continue to bless every single one of us. Now listen to the sound of my voice. This is Biafra Radio under the leadership of Mazi Umeh, the only supreme leaders of the indigenous people of Biafra. Every other person must pay attention and follow the chain command of IPOB. Regardless who you might think you are, at the end of the day, you need to put your money where your mouth is. You have the balls, hold that bull by the horn by doing the right thing. Word of advice for every single person listening to my voice this evening: we must obey Onyenu at all time, and that's what I have to say to all of us. There one.